So over here, we have the quadratic equation. We have x squared plus 5x plus 4 equal to 0. So when we do the factorization, we will get x equal to -1 and x equal to -4. These two is the roots for this quadratic equation. And we have the x squared plus 4x plus 4 equal to 0. Then we have the x equal to -2. This is the root. And we have the x squared plus x plus 1 equal to 0. So we have the b squared minus 4ac is negative value. So we will say that no real root. So we have an imaginary root. So when we plot the graph, okay, I use the Desmos to plot the graph. So we can see that x squared plus 5x plus 4, the -4 and the -1 is actually the roots. What is root? Root is the x-intercept. Okay, that is where the graph touch the x-axis. Okay, so the second case, this one, the -2 is the roots. Okay, so for the last one, this one, actually they don't touch the they don't touch the x-axis. So we will say that it is no real root. Okay, you cannot say that no root. Okay, it is no real root because what we have here is we have uh imaginary root. Okay, what is imaginary roots? We can use our calculator. So the Casio 570EX is a very powerful calculator. So we go to the equation number 2, polynomial degree 2. So I key in the coefficient 1, 5, 4. Okay. Then and I press equal. Next, when I press equal, then the calculator will return x equal to -1. Okay. Then this is the root. And at the same time, I press equal again. So x equal to -4. So this is the second root. Okay, so what powerful about this calculator is when I press equal again, it will tell us the axis of symmetry is -5/2 and the minimum value is -9/4. So you can see that in the graph, -2.5 and -2.25 is the minimum point. So you can see this -2.5 and -2.25. So how to calculate all this value, I will discuss later. But now we can just check the answer using the calculator. So for the second case, okay, we have the 1x squared plus 4x plus 4. Okay, so the 144 here. So when I press equal, then the calculator will show you x only. So how do you know that we have one root or two roots? The calculator will actually show you x1, x2. That means there's two roots. It shows that x only, then that means there is only one root. And the roots is actually the axis of symmetry. Okay, and this is the correspond minimum point. Okay, we look at the third case. So we have this one. So we have the 1, 1, 1 here. So for this case, we press equal again. Then it will show you I. Okay. So they will show you I. -1 plus square root 3i and -3 square root 3i. Okay. The axis of symmetry is -1/2. And the corresponding minimum value is the 3/4. So it's -0.5 and 3/4. -0.5 and 3/4. Okay, so we have the -0.5 and the 3/4 is here. Okay. So you can look at the graph here. So we have this one. So we can see this is the -1/3, 1/2, that is -0.5, 3/4 is 0.6, 3/4 is the uh, 0.75. Okay, that is the minimum value. Okay. So some student may ask, what is the meaning of imaginary number? What is the I stand for? So now I introduce to you what is the imaginary number. So we have the 0 square is equal to 0. Then we have the 1 square is 1. 2 square is 4. 3 square is 9. If I have the negative 1 square, then it's negative 1 multiplied with negative 1, then it's 1. Negative 2 square, it is negative 2 times negative 2, it is 4. And negative 3 square is negative 3 times negative 3, then that is 9. So from here, what we can observe is the value for square is always greater than 0. Okay, we must remember this property. X squared is always greater or equal to 0. Okay, the minimum value for x squared is 0. So now, someone will ask, is there any number, okay, is there any number, we have the x squared equal to negative 1? So it's not possible, right? Okay, so this is not possible, not possible. Okay, so but there is a mathematics and say yes, there's something exists. Okay, there's something, the value square it will become negative 1. So what is the value? That is I. So the I square equal to negative 1. Okay, I is what number? I is imaginary number. So this is not a real number. This is a number that I imagine. So in my imagination, this value is exists. Okay, so I square equal to negative 1. Then the I is the square root negative 1. So in your calculator, so in the normal mode, you have the square root negative 1. Okay, it will give you max error. But when you change the mode to the complex number, complex. So in the complex number, you have the square root of negative 1. Then the calculator will give you I. Okay, so this is very powerful. So later, when you go to the college, university, if you continue taking the mathematics, so when you go to the complex number, okay, so you will find that you have the I square root negative 1 is I. Then the I square equal to negative 1. Then you have the I cube is actually the I square multiplied with I, then is negative I. Then the I power 4 is equal to 1. Then continue. When you multiply with I, so when you multiply with I, so it will have I negative 1, negative I 1, I negative 1, negative I 1. So we have the I power 5 is this, I power 6 is this, I power 7 is this, I power 8 is this. Okay, so this is the imaginary number. Okay, so and the imaginary number is very powerful. So when I learned this in the university, so we will solve a type of question that when you do until one part, okay, you will face the imaginary number. You cannot continue if you don't use the imaginary number. But when you continue and further do the uh, question with the I, then you will get a real solution. So very interesting. Okay. So for this one, okay, we have this square root 3i. So this I is actually imaginary number. So actually it is square root negative 3. Okay. So the calculator that we are using, okay, they are using the formula to find the root. That is the x equal to negative b plus minus square root b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Okay, this is the formula that you need to memorize. So this is the formula that we can use to solve for all case of the quadratic equation that is set into your calculator. Then when we key in the value in the calculator, the equation and then the polynomial degree 2, when we key in the 1, 2, the ABC here, so that is the, just now we have the 1, 1, 1 here, then the calculator is actually doing this in your calculator, doing this in the, substitute this in the formula. So you have the x squared plus x plus 1 equal to 0. So a equal to 1, b equal to 1, and c equal to 1. So x equal to negative 1 plus minus 1 square minus 4, 1, 1 over 2, 1. So it is negative 1 plus minus square root negative 3 over 2. That is the negative 1 plus minus square root 3i over 2. So we have the negative 1 plus square root 3i, and then the negative 1 plus minus square root 3i here. Okay. And how to get do this factorization, and how to do the how to get this formula, I will show to you in the other lesson.